gotta get my other hat. This one just does not fit my...
Yeah, it's just hanging.
I know, but it's just so weird because they're the exact same hat. It's just different colors. Are they the same hat though? Maybe they're
I feel like even jeans, when you buy the same brand, same size, there's always differences.
Right, like if you the ones you try on are the ones that you want to keep.
Yes.
I actually even had that when I went and tried something else on that is a little bit more personal, and I was like, went and got like, it's like, this is fantastic, and I went and got like 4 or 5 in different colors, and none of them fit like
the same way.
One style.
Exactly.
It's the same style. Anyway.
Because this does not fit the same way as my red one does.
The red one though is a completely different style.
But it's my new red one.
This is the turquoise and pink colors are a whole different brand.
Are they? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that is
morning.
The red. So good morning. We're not gonna go into drama, litigation, yada yada yada. I want to do what I love to do today. Today is a beautiful day. We went home to thunder, and we woke up to thunder. And if anyone who knows me knows that if I can sit in the middle of a thunderstorm, I will, because that is one of my happy places. So I literally laid in the bathtub this morning and just listened to my house shake with thunder, and it was just the rain, and it was just, that is so tranquil and peaceful to me. So when I wake up and I get to work in thunder and rain, I'm excited because that's what I love. Like, I love it, and
I like the thunder. I don't care for the rain.
It smells so fresh though. Like, it smells so clean out.
If it just stays like this, it'll be fine, but I know it's not going to.
I love the thunder. Anyway, it's not like you have to understand that thunderstorms up here in Washington
are very rare.
Yes, and we have nothing on the Midwest or down south or anything like that where you guys get like thunder and lightning storms. We get like, it's like yay!
You know what was great though about this thunder and lightning storm?
What's that?
My cat, for the first time in like 6 months, came into my room. Not even just inside,
That's
into
awesome.
my room.
That's awesome. I gotta get my other hat. Let's go down to my other hat. I love it. And there was a couple, we went to go actually let wolf dogs out this morning, and I just told Holly, I was like, let's let the storm pass over first. We don't want any nervousness. They doesn't really bother them that much. Here comes the rain. Oh my god, I love it. Okay. And I get to do construction in it today. Woo-hoo!
Yay!
Okay. Let me grab my hat. Oh, this one's so much
Morning, guys.
This is so much more dirty, so much more worked in. Oh, this is there.
I know, something about the dirty hats that are already like broken in are perfect.
That feels nice. Good morning. So here's our juvenile pack this morning. These guys are, hello.
And yes, we call them our juvenile or puppy pack, but they are not juveniles or puppies by any means. It's just the name that we've always called them.
They're the youngest ones out here. That's all there is to it. Ready? So, call, you gotta tell them what you told me this morning of how you were throwing off this morning.
So I drive onto the compound, and there's a little car. I'm like, who in the world is here? A little car. Oh, it's Ashley's husband's car. We're good. And then I see her, and she's drinking a little coffee. And I'm like, what's going on? Little car, little coffee.
Are you kidding me?
Speaking of which.
1 sec. Yeah, right. Okay, restart it. Restart it, try that, okay? Hold down the power button, it'll say slide over to slide off, to turn off. Tell Chef to simmer down.
April, that's good.
You can put me on speakerphone, let me say it. Rylan, put me on speakerphone. Shep, stop, please. Hey, Rylan, can you move out of the way, please? He asked about 4 times. Rylan, Rylan, I'm live. He asked 4 times. Move out of the way, please. Okay, he was saying move, please, move, please, move, please, move, please. I think that means, could you please move? Rylan, he asked you, it doesn't matter, just move, please. reset your stuff and then let me know. Okay? All right, love you, bye.
No, Wi-Fi.
Okay, sorry about that.
April says you're just trying to get a feel of how Jeremy feels every day.
My heart's still significantly bigger than his. Yeah. No, actually what happened is my husband is taking my son to a Mariners game today before they go back to school. Our buddy called us and said, hey, do you want to go do this? And Aaron said, we probably should. So he's at work this morning setting some doors, and then he's going to come back down, pick up Shep, and they asked if they could take my truck because my truck's a little bit bigger, a little bit more roomy, more comfortable for people to ride in. And so I spent my evening cleaning that out and filling it up with gas so that they could
I'd have to do the same thing. Try to clean it out.
I have a whole bag of laundry. There's where all my sweatshirts went. Okay, let's go see some animals. Okay.
Oh, well, happy birthday yesterday. My birthday's actually on the 5th, but we won't be able to really be on here, so we're celebrating mine just a little bit early.
We get to go through another hearing. Woohoo! All right. So they got banana boxes last night that we get to go clean up this morning.
I figured they were going to get wet anyway.
They need some enrichment. Cardboard is safe for them. It's a fantastic thing.
And they had fun.
They had fun. Actually, they did, because I came on the cameras last night and was watching them. Oh my God, it was so fun.
Hi, Miss Willow.
Hello. That's Calvin. Do you not like Calvin next to you?
Hi, Cal.
Calvin just wants coffee.
He does. If you don't have coffee breath in the morning, Calvin wants nothing to do with you. Oh, did he touch you? No, you just touched him. It's like your kids.
I saw that. Every parent will understand this. They're like, how did your summer go this summer? And there's like this video clip where it's like, I'm not touching you, mom, he's touching me. And it was like this whole like skit of that. It was like, and the mom's sitting there and she has a glass of wine. Yeah, that's how my summer went. So anyway, we're gonna come down here, see some animals, and then we're gonna go, again, we're not gonna be talking about litigation and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna stay positive. We wanna talk about what we love to talk about, and that's why each animal is important in the web of life. Correct?
But we do have a birthday fundraiser going on.
We do. So Holly's birthday is actually on the 5th of September.
A week from today.
One whole week from today. And so what we're doing is we are going to be doing a weekly fundraiser for Holly. She wants to beat mine. I think actually my end total was like 12,000 some. I'll get the exact total, but Holly wants to annihilate that number, which I highly encourage. And as a mentor who wants people underneath me to do better than I've ever done.
Is that how that works?
That's how that works. And learn more things than I've ever learned. That's also very important. I would love to see her raise, $30,000 and blow my number out of the water.
That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, happy birthday to Holly. Say happy birthday to Holly. Oh.
Well, tell Lucas happy birthday.
Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
It's on the same day as mine.
Happy early birthday, Lucas. So anyway, we're going to, the thunder really stops, like after we go do all the fence checks.
The sun's coming out.
The sun's coming out. So we're gonna let the wolf dogs out this morning. So let's just do a little bit of education here. Like, this is why I said we love doing what we do. We have the rare opportunity up here in the Pacific Northwest to work with these amazing creatures. These are known as the American alligator. Now, American alligators do not get enough credit. A lot of people actually feel, I've had a lot of comments that say, I hope these animals go extinct. Now,
that's horrible.
Right? Why is that horrible?
Because they actually play a vital role in the ecosystem.
They do. So they are considered a keystone species, which means that if they were to be gone, it would actually possibly collapse the entirety of the ecosystem. So they are essential. Like, there is a reason why we have alligators. We don't have alligators to be nuisances. We have alligators to be able to balance the ecosystem.
Because they're a keystone species.
Yes, and the keystone species is also just a scientific term that actually was not created until that long ago, believe it or not.
Which means they actually provide life to many other animals just by being them.
Yes, and so we have these 3 gators right here. We have Sully, Wazowski, and Randall. My brain went completely blank for a minute. And alligators, here's why they're so cool. First of all, they say that they've been around since dinosaurs, right? Like, so they've done studies and stuff that says that these have been around, and they've actually had the least amount of change out of any animal in that amount of time. And these alligators here, they never stop growing. They can have up to 14 feet and over 1,000 pounds. If you see an alligator that big, that alligator has been around for a very long time. They can live up to the age of 50, not only in the wild, but in captivity also. So this is one of the very few species that actually does not like double or triple its life in captivity. Now that's super, super rare for an animal. So that just shows how amazing of a survivalist this animal can be. If they can live as long in the wild as they can in captivity, that's a pretty amazing feature. Now they have a nictitating membrane. It's a 3rd eyelid. So when you watch them blink, you'll see a clear goggle come across, and then they'll actually blink their eye. That allows them to have that goggle as they go underwater. They can also close their ears and their nose to go underwater. They have one of the most advanced heart systems in the entire world. They actually can slow it down to 1 to 2 beats per minute, which allows them to be able to be frozen in lakes. What they do is they stick their little nose and their little eyeballs above the water, and they actually can just be frozen. It thaws, and then they are perfectly fine. That is amazing.
I feel like that's me every winter here.
Right? You just sit with your nose above your bed
I'm
sheets.
frozen.
Like a real bed sheet. But what's more amazing to me though is the fact that these are cold-blooded, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that they can allow their body temperature to go down to a thing that would kill most reptiles, right? They can handle just due to them being able to regulate their blood and cause it. The other cool thing about alligators, a lot of people will see that another alligator like sometimes will rip off each other's appendages because it's mistaken identity. So when alligators come up to eat, so they're ambush predators. So if they see something, they literally just go up and they start swinging their head side to side. They have their eyes closed, and when something gets in their mouth, they grab it and they death roll. So they're not really able to go, oh wait, that's a person, or that's a dog, or they're not able to do that. They just go up, and their focus is to eat and to be able to swallow that. Now they swallow their food whole, so that's what they do. It's called a death roll. Now that death roll is not to kill the animal. That death roll is to actually rip off a piece of that animal so that they can swallow it whole. So I don't know, I'm sure all of you saw the handler get bit by an alligator. She handled that
like a pro.
She handled it very beautifully. I would have done a couple of things differently, but she did fantastic. So the first thing when she got bit by the alligator, it came out, and my guess, this is a pure speculation just because I've worked with gators for so long, but gators get into routine. So when gators see like our tongues come out or things like that, and they hear the door open and they hear back, back, back to get them into the water, because we always feed our gators in the water, right? Because we don't want to feed them at the door, because when you have your gators charging door, you want them in water. So we've actually trained our alligators, and our training solely, he's been a more complicated one, that he has to 100%. Be in the water to eat.
I think the other ones only took like 2 times before they realized, oh, I'm not going to get food till I'm in the water. And Sully is stubborn.
He's stubborn as all get out. He's been a difficult one, but he's been fun. He's actually on the far end over there. Now, and he's the one that has like the most beautiful teeth. It's just like, he's pretty exquisite. Anyway, so my assumption is that when she went to go open that slider, I would assume that they actually practiced just opening a slider and feeding them, right? So that's not that great of practice, right? So you want to actually train them of how feeding happens, so that you don't have that mistaken identity. So she went in, she opened the glass slider, she tonged the water, and the way she turned and had her hand too close to the alligator's mouth with its mouth open, it just grabbed her and pulled her in. Now, when it pulled her in, she did the perfectly right thing. She wrapped her legs around it so he couldn't go into a death roll, and she rolled with him once, and then she was able to lock him and do that until he let go. And another gentleman jumped in on the back of the alligator, which probably actually wasn't necessary, because all she was waiting for is the alligator to realize what he had was not food and let go. And that's what happened. Now, they normally say that if an alligator bites you, you actually are supposed to bop them. believe
I know.
it or not.
Ross.
Ross.
Just bop it. No matter what it is, bop
The
it.
reason they say that is because what it does is it kind of throws them off and has them open up, and you're able to get away. And you're not beating this alligator. You literally just like, hey, don't do that. And so I've never. What? Is there food? Anyway, so I've never. There comes Sully. Hey, buddy.
You're bopping.
Here he comes. You know what? You literally just ate, you little hungry person, alligator thing, you.
He eats a lot.
He does eat a lot, and you have to be careful because alligators will become obese. So they will. The funny thing is that they will eat until they're full, but then they usually can go a week or two without eating before they want to eat again. Sully, he goes about 3 days, and he's like, I want to eat again. But I also think Sully could just be in a growth spurt because his tail's not getting thick. So you can tell if an alligator is getting too fat by the thickness of its tail and by the thickness of its back hind legs. And so he's actually not overweight, which is fantastic. They're so funny.
So I know I haven't been ignoring your comment, but as much as I hate hornets and wasps too, they do play a vital role. They are pollinators.
We do need them. And there are ways for you to be able to get them to one section. So actually sometimes what I'll do when I'm eating, and this is no joke, it's probably not the best practice, but it helps our family, is because they are pollinators. I actually will take a plate if I'm doing cooking meat or something like that, and I will actually put it to a place where we're not occupying so that they can just go have at it somewhere else and leave us alone. And so far for me, that's worked because I don't want to kill all of them. I don't have a... Hi, buddy.
No, if you're being chased by an alligator, I wouldn't zigzag. I believe that's just a myth. That just slows you down.
Cross and weave. No. First of all, if you're being chased by an alligator, that's impressive because that's rare. So alligator's this is why it's truly remarkable. They've done some studies on it where like you have rabbit heart, right? And our hearts, where when we start running, our heart rate starts to elevate, right? So that we can accommodate, the exercise and the exertion. Alligators don't. They're unable to raise their heart rates. It's a really, really cool study to read about. They really have one of the most unique heart systems. And so their heart can only get to a certain elevation. So they can only exert themselves for so long until, uh-oh, here goes, whoa.
And take some right in.
Oh, Sully. Oh, Sully. We were playing a game the other day where I was going, Sully! Come here!
April, I love that movie.
Good boy! Good boy! Hi, bud! You're ferocious! So he thinks he's gonna eat right now, but you're not yet. I will thaw some chicken for you, though, if you're that hungry. But, excuse me. I've been losing my voice for a few days since I talked for 7 hours straight. But alligators really are remarkable. Please do not, do we believe in alligator farming? No, not really, because that's actually, not much different than fur farming. Mm-hmm. So that is not something that we want to see, nor do we agree with an animal being bred to have its skin utilized. Like that's kind of sad. It's actually very sad. What happens is there are some facilities, like I don't want to say it's Cabela's. There was some place like Cabela's where they have, they have the big tanks and stuff inside their things. And this guy asked the guy, because he was feeding the gators, and he said, how are these gators all so small? How are they not growing? And he was like, well, here's what happens. They come and they drop off all these baby alligators, and then once they get to a certain thing, they come back and they take all of them and replace them with small baby gators. So what they're doing is they're actually bringing those small gators, allowing them to get to a certain size so that they can take them back and farm them. And they just rotate them out. And so these people are feeding them and growing them for them, and then they are reaping the benefit of the skin. Very sad. Very sad. So animals in captivity too, for that reason, don't really agree with that. But if you are taking in an animal that cannot be re-released into the wild and you're giving it a good home, that I do agree with. I actually have a meeting with somebody I'm going to talk to you about and show you
Did you get a fly?
Show you their information. Isn't how they swim just absolutely the most
It is.
coolest thing in the world? Like they just have their little rudder and their rudder. I mean, like they have this. They just one swoosh of their tail back and forth, and they just get this beautiful glide that they can have.
I did see that 17-foot alligator. That was pretty impressive.
Where was that at?
In Florida.
That's got to be like 48-year-old
right?
gator.
A big boy.
That's amazing.
So these guys, they can't. I mean, they're not vegetarians, so they won't really eat fruits and vegetables. The only time we give these guys is actually about now in the fall. We'll give them apples, and they'll go chomp on those apples, and it actually helps clean their system out to get them ready for winter. But yeah, they pretty much eat any kind of wildlife.
Yeah, I mean, if a deer gets too close, or Holly gets too close, or...
Hi, Sully. Yeah, they had a ball in here. I'm not sure what they did with it, but they do get enrichment.
They do play with the ball. I think you pulled it out last time you were draining. I think it's on the other side of there.
I might have it. It's been
a long few weeks. All right, let's go learn about another animal. Anyway, those are just truly remarkable. Let's go this way. Because Jeremy and I have a lot of construction work to do, so Holly and I are just going to go live for about 20-30 minutes, and then we have to go because I gotta get some stuff done. And I'm losing my voice anyway because I talk too much. So, and I know people love hearing me clear my throat constantly. So, hi, good morning. So these are some of people's favorite animals to feed in their backyard. We highly, highly, highly encourage you
and Rocket
not to do that. Rocket, Rocket, Rocket. Hi, baby. Can I have your hand? Good morning. Good morning. Boop. Hi, Rocket. Hi. How are you? How are you doing this morning? You doing good? I think my favorite thing about a raccoon is their ears. I don't know why.
They do have some pretty cute ears.
I just want to grab them. I just want to grab them and go like this. I love your ears. Hello, Percy. Hello, Percy. Good morning. Rocket on his swing. Look, ready? One,
You're gonna do it.
2, 3. Oh.
Oh.
Come on, Rocket. You can.
Oh, you're not gonna jump.
Come on, Rocket. Hi, Percy. Good job. So, Rocket. So we are going to be renovating this. We actually had planned on renovating the inside of this, and we still have not been able to get to it. It has been very frustrating because life has just been so busy. But what I would ideally like to do is I would like to hang 3 or 4 swings going all the way, because they do play Ninja Warrior, where they go from swing to swing to swing to swing. It's the cutest thing ever. I think that's just a dump truck. But we really encourage you guys about raccoons. We really encourage you guys not to feed these guys. You guys have probably all seen that video of this gentleman sitting on his back porch with about 30 to 40 raccoons, feeding them all hot dogs. And all of them are so overweight. So overweight. It is really important that these guys actually, I love them, that these guys actually get to go run and play and have enrichment, and don't get too comfortable just eating and then sleeping it off. Now these guys are starting to put their winter weight on. We do have our animals gain about 3 to 5 pounds in the winter time. That extra layer of body fat does help them stay warmer throughout the winter. I love you, Rocket. Oh, get it.
And thank you again for those bark boxes. He absolutely, I think he, for the most part, plays with everything.
That moose, though. He loves that moose. That's so funny. That's like one of their favorite ones thus far. Rawr. And then they're playing with each other in the center, these guys here. So, raccoons, though, they do need to actually forage. They do need to go out and explore. We are really excited. My ultimate goal when renovating this enclosure here, the inside of it, I actually really, really, really want to put, and my staff is going to be very upset about this, but I would like to put like 4 or 5 smaller, like the marmoset size bowls all throughout the area.
And make them forage.
And make them forage for it. And the only reason is it's just more dishes. We do a lot of dishes.
I love when we get crawdads for them because I'll place them throughout the entire enclosure.
And they'll go find them, and it's super, super important and cool. Hi, Rocket. That's my keys. Rocket Raccoon checked into his room. So anyway, we are going to be redoing all this though. Now that we kind of see what they like, what they want, they actually play with their jungle gym all the time. So we're excited to kind of figure out how to get that better placed in here. Here goes Rocket onto his swing. Rocket Warrior. Dun, dun, dun. I hear you, Beanpole. They're having so much fun this morning. See what the cold weather brings out? I love him. Now, believe it or not, though, they are not bandits. That black is not to make them look like they're going to steal your trash. That actually does play a purpose for these wonderful creatures, and that is that it reflects the sunlight. So just like a football player will put they'll put sun under their eyes. They'll put black under their eyes to help with that reflection. That is why these guys have it, because these guys can either be diurnal or nocturnal. These are such a survivalist animal that they actually can be placed, they say, anywhere in the world and figure out a way to survive.
And they have been. They're in Europe now because people wanted to bring them over there.
And now so that's a whole big thing of don't let it loose. Because you do not want to bring non-native species into your already balanced ecosystem. There's only a few times that we have found to where that has actually not completely detrimented the ecosystem. Possums being one of those. Possums are not from North America, but they were brought up here during the interchange, and they actually were brought up as pets. And again, people who didn't let their pets let them go, and then next thing you know, we have possums. But they are not native to this area, but they're also not considered invasive. So
they do not outcompete native animals, which means they're not really harming the ecosystem.
And in my opinion, they're actually benefiting it because they are tick control, Lyme disease control. They also will, they'll clean up the earth, and that's important. We love these guys. And so as you can see, what we get to deal with first thing in the morning at 8 in the morning is these guys are completely rambunctious and just want to have fun and get that energy out. They're well rested. And man, this cargo net has probably been one of the best things that we've hung along with those swings.
The other Saturday, I was walking out of there and I didn't see, but Apollo ran across the cargo net and grabbed my hair as I was trying to walk out the door. I was like, what are you doing?
Don't leave yet.
Yes, opossums do have thumbs. They have opposable thumbs on their back feet.
Which is really, really creepers.
It looks like little witch fingers.
Well, it's really funny because when they do a paw print, it looks like a little, I don't know, like a little leprechaun. It's just like...
It really does.
That they do that. It is really cute. You guys are ferocious. Now, here's the thing that people don't understand. As you guys can see, these guys are playing. They're biting each other. They're grabbing each other. They're tackling each other. A lot of people will look at that and go, they don't realize that sometimes raccoons, if you have them as a pet, she grabs your butt.
I've never had her do that.
She grabbed Holly's butt with her paw.
Hi, honeys. I know. You gotta tell Angela, I need breakfast.
I need a banana. They say that, so people don't realize that when they get an animal and it's treating them like this, that's just how they play with each other.
Yep.
They do have thicker skin. So because of that, they are able to bite each other without puncturing through the skin. But our thinner skin is not as accepting to that as they are to each other. Now, when we had to take our Kinkajou in to get one of his cysts removed, because man, Kinky is getting so old. We did the math last night, and he's almost 23 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah. So they can live up to 30 in captivity. But Kinky does have a mass that comes back every once in a while, and it's not cancerous or anything like that. It's something that we have to remove throughout, his life. So we've already had it removed once. We're gonna take him back in. But anyway, my point of saying that was that when we went to go put him under to do the procedure, he bent the needle.
Of course he did.
No, I mean, it just like, it literally like, just like Superman bent. It was unbelievable. And Doc was like, holy cow, we're gonna have to get a thicker gauge. And so we did, but at the same time, it was just like, holy cow, how did that even happen? So, anyway, then I'm gonna let Holly tell you about 2 more animals, and then we are going to skedoot, because, like I said, I got a lot of construction to do today, and I only have Jeremy till 1. So,
Yep.
Let's do this. Me. Thank you. I'll not reach into your back pocket.
No?
No. Oh, it's not even charging anyway.
Oh, I was paying attention.
Holly. All right, so 2 more animals, and then we're going to go away.
So, since she is right here, we're just going to start with Miss Beanpole. So, this is Bean. She's a North American porcupine. Hi, ponies. Hi. So, they can't throw their quills. No porcupine can. That's actually just a myth, kind of like the zigzag with the gator. The animal has to come up and actually, like, touch them, or you have to touch them, and the quills will actually come off and stick into you. Now, those quills, they do have microscopic barbs in them, so they go the opposite direction. And kind of like the longer you leave it in your skin, it'll continue digging in deeper. So you kind of just gotta, like, ripping that Band-Aid off, get it out. Luckily, I've never been quilled, but we all know someone who has. He sat on a quill. Hi, honey. But she has up to 30,000 quills on her at any given time. Now, those quills are just modified hair. So she loses them just like you and I lose our hair every single day. Hi, honey. I know. Was it scary? So North American porcupines are actually the 2nd largest rodent in the United States. The first one being that beaver. And these guys are native all over Washington. People always say, oh, I've never seen one. It's because you have to look up. They do spend majority of their lives up in trees. Huh, honey. Now, believe it or not, those quills are not actually her first line of defense.
Oh no, she just did her second. Her first line of defense. Yeah, she just did her first line of defense.
So her first line of defense is she'll actually set off a musk. It's very similar to a skunk, just not quite as pungent. Just to kind of warn another animal, just like, hey, don't mess with me. And if that doesn't work, she'll turn around and get big and poofy like a beach ball and back up into the animal. And that's how she'll kind of defend herself from predators. Now, the number 1 predator in the wild is a fisher, which is related to those weasels, and they're just kind of vicious when they come to those porcupines. She's a cutie.
So how do they shoot their quills out?
They can't shoot their quills out. That's just a myth. They have to back up into the animal.
What are you doing? I don't have a banana for you.
There might be a banana in that pocket.
I am not a banana pocketer. I'm sorry. I don't have pocket bananas.
Honeys. But they do chew on bark as a part to get protein, and the other part is actually to help keep those teeth trimmed. They are rodents, like I was saying earlier, so their front teeth do continue to grow, and so they need that bark to help keep them trimmed, or else they'll continue to grow to the point they wouldn't be able to eat anymore. So we do give, even though she has a live tree in here, her maple isn't her favorite, so we do go and get her some fresh cedar, some fresh alder, some of the plants that she does actually like. But what's funny is I never thought about this before, but sometimes I'll go get her an alder branch, and that's like her absolute favorite tree, and she won't touch it. And I'm like, why aren't you touching it? It's alder. Well, come to find out, I mean, it makes sense, but every tree is not exactly the same. They taste different, just like every apple you have tastes a little bit different. So if it doesn't taste the way she wants it, she won't touch it.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird, but I never thought about that concerning trees. It's crazy. So it has to be like the right tree, the right branch, the right amount of sweetness.
There's that thunder. I thought it passed us, but it's still going. Yeah, so when we did her procedure, we got to see kind of how her... Don't eat my shoe. Bean, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Like there has to be a banana somewhere.
Just because she'd like, you never come in here empty-handed, ever. I'm sorry I did today, sweetheart. We actually got to see their quills come out firsthand. We are fundraising for Holly today, but we have a lot of construction to do, so it's
gonna be a
short one. But how did the quills come out? I think that's the biggest confusion that people are having right now.
So the quills come out is basically when they touch something, those barbs help them pull. They just kind of fall out. They're not steady quills. They don't stay in them forever like teeth do. They're very loosey-goosey. I love that.
Thank God there's no lightning since we're in a metal enclosure.
Right? That is the issue out here. It's like, oh, metal. As I'm carrying a food bucket down from Max and Coco's going. Yep. But her quills, they do, as soon as they touch something, they'll fall out. So when we were doing her procedure, we used piddle pads to lay out. And when we finally put her, when she was done, she went back into her enclosure. The piddle pad was just full of quills that were stuck because it had touched her. So basically you have to physically touch those quills and they'll just come right out under your hand.
Once they've stuck. What about, and then she just grows them back.
Yep. They're just modified hair. So when they're first growing back, they're kind of soft. And when they get to where they're supposed to be, they're not like hard needles like you would expect them to be. They're still kind of flimsy. But trust me, it'll hurt.
What kind of foods does she love to eat?
Her absolute favorite is a banana, but we do have to limit that because of the amount of sugar in there. But in the wild, they would eat bark, leaves, berries, things like that. So we try to keep as natural as possible. She should be eating a lot of greens. She doesn't. She has decided that she wants to be bougie and won't. So after her procedure, we actually had to start blending her food, and then we found out that she absolutely loves it. It's like making a smoothie. So we put her greens in her blended with all those berries and part of a banana, and then she'll eat her greens that way.
Hi, Bean.
She's kind of like a kid. She just wants the sweet stuff and doesn't want the good stuff. Now she's angry at us because we don't have a banana.
Where are their quills located?
All throughout this entire area. So if you see this part right here, she's going to poof up when I touch it. This is just her hair. And underneath, if you can, those are her quills right there. All those white pieces in that dark hair. And they're all throughout her entire body except for her paws and her belly.
And her face.
And her, well, yeah, her face.
She is so cute.
She is a cutie pie.
I love Beanpole. I love her me.
Right. Her little backup sound.
Now here, I'll show you. There's those quills. She's like, hey, wait a minute. It's you.
What do you do that for?
Meh. Hi, love. Oh, dirty shake.
You're just the cutest. Her ears are absolutely adorable, too.
Yeah, I don't know if you can even see them.
I don't know.
Can you jump up on my leg? Oh, they are. You did love your ears. You go in your little dog house.
So in the wintertime, she does spend more time in that doghouse than up in the tree, just because it's a nice little cozy area for her. But in the summer, springtime, when it's warmer out, she is up in her top box or up in the tree.
You can't have those wires, dear heart. She probably smells all this stuff on my keys. There is a lot of interesting smells on my keys.
I bet.
Okay, what animal next?
You
want to do squeaks goos?
can do squeaks.
I love the thunder. Hey, bye, Beanie. And that's her favorite salt lick in all the land.
Yes, it is. We tried a few different ones, and that's the winner.
Chicken dinner. I just want you to know, it's very hard for me last night to not make a short. It was very hard. Hot dog.
Good.
I know. Cracked me up though.
Hi, Squeaks. This is Squeakers. He's waiting for his morning egg. Squeakers is a Coati or Coatimundi. Just depends how you want to pronounce that. They are from South America. They're basically the raccoons of South America, because raccoons are not in South America. They're only native to North America. Squeaks.
This is the first thunderstorm we've had in probably like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, a couple years.
That's actually lasted this long. Like it's been going since yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going.
Oh, you're good.
They're not native to North America.
Nope.
Or, sorry, the raccoon's not native to South America.
Yes, they are not. So we call him Squeakers because I don't know if you just heard that little sound, but he squeaks like a little squeaky ball. And he's so cute. He's like, you got coffee? You got coffee?
Nope, you don't get my phone.
So I have to say, one of my absolute favorite videos online of coatis is someone actually recorded a group of them running through the forest, and they played it backwards, and it looked like little dinosaurs running through the forest with their tail.
You sent that to me. It took me a while to figure out what was happening. I was like, what is that? When did those come back? Like, I was so confused.
But those are actually all females. Females are the pack animals, whereas the males are very solitary. So the reason we got Squeakers is because a gentleman owned him and a pet raccoon at the same time. Again, he didn't do his research. So when you don't do your research, even when it comes to your normal dog or cat, if it doesn't fit your lifestyle, you're going to have issues. But he kept beating up that raccoon the older he got, so the gentleman had to choose between the raccoon and Squeakers. And then he turned Squeakers over to authorities because he could no longer take care of him because of the raccoon. And that's when he came here. So he's living his best life in his very own enclosure. Again, he is solitary, so he's not missing out on any, well, I mean, once a year he may be missing out on some fun. But other than that, he's, hi, you're good, huh? This is another enclosure that we really want to renovate. We actually had someone send in a cargo net for him too, which is going to be amazing. He used to have a hammock, but since his box is heated, he decided one year that he just wasn't going to come out of his box to go to the bathroom in the wintertime and just would stick his butt out and poop in that hammock. And so I vetoed that hammock very quickly after that because it got really gross really fast.
It was not worth washing it every other day.
No, not at all. So he no longer has a hammock. We tried to put one of those swings in there, but he tries to eat it. So...
Have we tried a rope one, though? The reason we didn't use the rope one...
No, we haven't tried the rope one yet. We need another one like that doesn't have any of the foam.
Yeah, because I think that the rope one, we didn't go for the rope one because we didn't want his little paws falling through because he doesn't have quite the grip that raccoons have.
But the other ones have foam.
Right. He
decided to destroy, and I don't want him to eat it. Funny thing is we did have one of those exercise cat wheels that we gave to Odie, and Odie actually learned how to rock himself to sleep in it, so he wasn't really utilizing it the way he should have.
We need to get it back down here.
We do. We need more padding.
That's right.
Because we put it in here, and this boy, like, he literally took it apart.
I remember that. Little turkey.
Like the wheels, everything. And so we're like, oh, he's not going to play with that or use it. So we just need some more padding, and we can bring it back down for Odie so he can hopefully, at least rock himself to sleep in it.
And hopefully that is sitting here so that we can put that
in here
into this enclosure. Because we think that we actually talked about setting it straight up and putting his hammock from side to side.
Away from his box.
Away from his box so that he actually...
Because he did used to use his hammock a lot, but poop-filled hammocks just aren't fun.
Yeah. And so one reason we haven't let the wolf dogs out yet today is because of the thunder. They don't tend to be nervous about the thunder, but we just take extra measures here, just in case. They're pretty used to...
I know you're hungry. Give me your butt.
They're pretty used to big booms and pows because we live next to a rock quarry where there's constant bangs and thunder-like sounds, so... I love him.
I do too. So he is an omnivore, so he pretty much eats anything out there. He has that funny nose. I absolutely love his nose. It kind of goes back and forth. And those great big claws. Now, those actually help him dig into logs and root systems to find those insects. So he kind of, when Salvador is done with the log, I bring it over here. I try and get him a fresh one so he can keep that enrichment of digging through things to find that food. Hi, buddy.
And keep those toenails down.
Yeah. You need a new log. You do. He's eaten all the insects in those logs. We need new ones. But he is a sweet, sweet boy. I absolutely love this boy. Huh. Yeah. What are you doing?
And believe it or not, It is not illegal to own a Coatimundi in the state of Washington.
Which is insane.
You can't have a raccoon, but you can have a Coatimundi.
Absolutely insane. I don't get it.
What animals do we rescue?
Exotic animals. So basically we rescue exotic animals that are, for the most part, illegal to own. And we get them for various different reasons.
We also have stuff that's not illegal to own. It's just
You want a rabbit? You want a rabbit?
Well, even a Coatimundi.
Oh yeah, Coatimundi.
Or a boa.
Illegal to own.
Or a boa, or a macaw, or a cockatoo, or a Amazon, or...
Don't eat my fingers. Come here, give me your butt. Give me your butt. Thank you. Thank you.
So, one thing that we...
Did I hit a spot?
No, you know what it is.
He's hungry.
Yep, he's hangry. None of these animals have eaten yet this morning. Angela's washing their dishes right now. So when you guys see these animals, they're fat and happy.
Yep, they've already eaten and no one's eaten yet. Except for someone is still asleep and I don't know how she does it.
I know. Should I tell her? We'll see if he bites her boots today. Odie! He's not in that one. Odie, 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 Odie.
He's not. On Saturday, he was underneath the bed.
Odie, 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 Odie. Odie, 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 Odie. Odie, Odie, Odie. Odie hates me. Oh, here he is.
He is. I told you.
Hi, Odie. Good morning. Angela's getting your food right now. I love you. I know you don't love me, but that's okay. Odie, Odie, Odie. Odie, Odie, Odie.
Hi, buddy.
He's ferocious, man. And Odie, he's like a domesticated dog where when they grab on, they shake and they don't let go. Not like a wolf dog where they would just bite and run away.
In a comparison, a wolf dog and a skunk. That's more vicious.
You know, it's so hard because I knew what he was trying to do, you know, but it was just, I should have just let him do it because it is what it is. It's over. It's over. It's done. Closing arguments are coming.
I know.
You know, it is what it is.
You know what upsets me?
Huh.
So I literally hung all these misters 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, what did I do to be prepared for the trial? Brought in an air conditioner.
And we haven't needed any of it.
I know. It's crap. We get all prepared to be ready.
Especially because the end of August is typically really warm out here.
Really hot.
Yeah.
And even into the middle of September. Like, my kids are still wearing shorts to the first day of school.
Exactly.
You know?
And here I am, sweatshirt, pants.
Hat, thunder,
Hat.
rain.
I like the thunder. I don't like the rain.
I love the rain.
So anywho, like Ashley was saying, we do have a lot of work. Don't forget, we do have my birthday fundraiser going on right now. So please donate to help these animals. It's not really, the money isn't going to me. So like that isn't, it's just in honor of me. So I would really appreciate if you guys help donate with that. Every amount adds up. Any little thing, it's amazing. And hopefully we can reach our goal. I know the goal is technically, I saw it on PayPal, 20. I want to hit 30. I want to blow Ashley out of the water. Like, let's do it, guys. We can do it.
I will see if I can do Patreon live today, but where we're at and what we're going to be doing, we don't want to make the animals nervous. So I need to see how their dispositions and stuff are before setting up cameras and stuff, because there are times where we do projects that make animals extremely nervous, and that is not what we really want to portray on Patreon or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or any of that stuff. But there are times where we do have to do things that are kind of scary, like rebuilding roofs and things like that. What do you see?
I'm just watching raccoons fight over that toy.
Oh. You had a concerning...
Once the project is over, they're not scared anymore, but during it, they can be.
And it's just not, you know, but we got to do it for the well-being of the animal, so we try to be as respectful of that as we can. So we'll see if we can go live on Patreon today, but we have, not only are we going to be doing construction, having saws going and nail guns and all that stuff going, we're going to be having thunder going also. Yep. It seems like thunder may last all day, which is really disappointing because we needed to let the wolves out, wolf dogs out to run around. Sorry, I can't, even though wolf is short for wolf dog, I have to say wolf dog because there's clearly misunderstanding that happens in our lives.
100%.
So we're working on it.
Can I say hi?
Love you. You did a fantastic job. Congratulations on your wins in the past. Winner.
On that note, please, if you can't donate, like, share. I have been flooding my Facebook with this. I'm just going to go until the thing's over, so my friends are going to get annoyed with me. But if that helps them remember to help donate, I'm going to do it.
Share.
Get it out there on every platform you have.
Oh, pull up your phone real quick. Go to my Popple account. Show them how they can share your campaigns specifically, and tell them why we are not using Facebook and Instagram fundraising for the charity.
So, first we're going to hit on that subject. We are not using Instagram or Facebook because they have yet to pay us for our last
And how much
fundraiser.
have they held up?
About $17,000. That's really needed, which is kind of why we have to do another fundraiser, because we don't have those funds and we absolutely need them. So that's a whole nother issue, because punches just keep coming out here, and it's what we deal with. So we aren't using those platforms. We are still using Cash App, Venmo. We prefer you to use
Dan McCaw food. Sorry.
We prefer you to use the Popple account that's in this link right here. So we are in our Popple account right here. We have our link, the fundraiser, Holly Fundraiser.
Hold on, let me do it.
And you can either donate right there. I don't know where the share is.
All the way to the bottom. So you can scroll all the way to the bottom, and right there,
Oh, yeah. You can share on all those platforms.
text, WhatsApp, Messenger, tweet it, link it, Facebook it, whatever your little heart desires.
Let's get it out there, guys.
$5, $10, $15, $20. We have 100 animals and 52 different species out at our compound.
If you have 20 friends, they all donate $1, it's $20.
Well, that's shooting low. If you have 20
just
friends and they
saying.
all donate $20, it's a lot more.
It is a lot.
But also we have several different animals out here. We have Coatimundes, we have rabbits, we have sloths, we have skunks, we have wolf dogs, we have porcupines, we have raccoons, we have alligators, we have boas, we have rattlesnakes. $2 million would help us move to our new home. But you know what? At this point, with the amount of money that we have dumped into this lawsuit and litigation and all of that kind of stuff, and the fact that we already are up to probably about $100,000 to get this permit approved. Yes, that's right. Up to $100,000 we've paid between lawyers, permitting process, appeal processes, being if you counted in the being closed for 17 months, we're talking we almost are out $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Awaiting these permits.
You know, it's super funny is some people want us gone. And if we would have been able to be open this whole time,
we would have just left.
We would have had the funds to just move.
We would have had the funds to buy the property that was turnkey ready.
Absolutely love.
That ended up getting bought by a wedding venue.
I know.
So
they don't need water at every enclosure.
They're gonna rip all that down. You know that.
I know, which is so sad.
Yeah. So we could have moved, but now you know what? We just want to raise the funds to sustain. We want to raise the funds to be able to stay here, and then once we get open again, we get the special use permits approved. Why move? At this point, why move? You know, and if those special use permits, our eagle. Once the special use permits get approved, then we can just reopen and we will be back in business. It'll be self-sustaining again. And you guys will help us by just sending in enrichment for the animals like it used to be, where we got to just get really fun balls, and that's a Hollyism at its finest. We get to get tunnels for the animals. We get to get it. I am I probably should have got a bigger coffee.
You're going mini all day today. I don't.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
So did you know the bear facility that I used to work at in school they actually were able to, it was like $2,000, but buy a man-made den for their bears out in the big run so they can go into the den and whatnot.
Those are thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But you know what? If we're open, we can afford it. We can afford that cool stuff.
Begging for money, we can.
Okay, so Dan, if you saw it this morning and it's not there now, will you go to our Amazon wish list? If it's not there now, someone already purchased all of it, which is, yeah. And Jessica, as she said, we can make anything with concrete. I know, Jessica, and I'm so excited to be able to hire Outer Space Concrete, one of the best concrete companies out there. They do stuff like skate parks, and I mean, they do everything. Oh, see, there's only one bag left. So there's one bag of parakeet food left on there, and we do need that desperately. Also, we actually need a couple bags of that. So if all the other food is off, thank you to whomever sent that in, because we needed it. Heather, I tried to go with a more reasonably priced food because we don't it lasts us a long time, and so thank you for doing that. But we do need parakeet food. We're completely out of parakeet food. They're eating dove and cockatiel food right now, which is it's the same thing.
Basically the same thing.
It just has a little extra flavor bites in there. So what do you mean?
What do you mean about what?
About what? So anyway, we're planning on staying here. We're planning on getting this top notch. We're planning on expanding in ways to make things better for what we currently have, which is what Jeremy and I are working on today. One sec. Chef William, I'm live. What's up, buddy? Hey, Shep, if she's sitting on the bed that's there, she doesn't have to move. We can move the beds off to the side, but give me 5 minutes and I will call you right back and tell Rylan to just simmer, okay? Okay, Rylan, calm down. I will call you back in 5 minutes and we can resolve this issue, okay? Just don't fight until then, okay? Thank you. I love being a mom. I love being a mom. So.
Get your cords.
Oh.
Yep. There we go. There we go.
Turkey.
Got the cords.
Chicka! All right. Hold on. Sorry. Let me scroll back here. Besides parakeet food, is there any other items that you're desperately in need of? Holly and I will go through this morning in the next 10 minutes, and we will add
things that
we desperately need. Yes, we will do that. So give me 20 minutes or half hour. Give me a half hour to update that, and whatever is on there in the next half hour, the top things of the list are the things that we just recently added, and those are the things that we actually really need in this moment. But thank you, Heather, for doing what you can is pretty significant. That guy named Guy, he's fine. Please be kind. Oh, yeah, let's be kind. Be kind to one another.
Exactly.
Right? Kindness is important.
The world's already full of hate and discontent, so why spread it?
People ask me how we can wake up and just be fine after being... I had somebody call me yesterday, and they said, we've been out to your facility twice, and they're giving me a contact for a wolf educational center, which is what you and I are going to be talking about today. We actually have a meeting, just so you know, on Wednesday that I set up. Yep, tomorrow. Because I have another meeting on Thursday. That's going to be a long-ass meeting.
Guys, I find out about things on lives, too.
I just found out last night. Okay. I just set it up last night. Anyway, so he called me to give me this resource, but he also called me to say that he watched the trial and the hearing, and he was like, I can't believe how poorly you were treated.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it is what it is. And like the whole thing is that people are like, how do you wake up after going through something like that and being torn down that your experience of 24 years is not enough, and Holly's education isn't enough, and this and that, nothing you could do can make them happy, and everyone thinks that here's the reality of it. You guys see us every day improving and wanting to do better for these animals. You see it. I don't care if he doesn't see it. He's not on my following. His job is to make me look like poo. That's his job. He's doing what he's getting paid to do. And but you guys know us. You guys are learning us, and you are seeing what we're doing, and I am so excited to show you where this really is going to go once we get through this hell of 18 months.
Can't wait.
Once it's ended, that's how I stay positive. I stay positive because of you guys. I stay positive because these animals are what's important. And I stay positive because being negative and shutting down is going to get me nowhere. So I just wake up. I have a smile on my face. Everything that negative happened, I take it, I process it, I move on.
I woke up this morning when it's dark. No.
I actually went out on my back porch at 4:30 for a moment, and I went to go sit on, oh no, sorry, this was yesterday. I went at the 4:30 yesterday, and I grabbed my coffee, and I went to go sit on my porch, and I was like, to watch the sunrise, and I looked at my watch, and it's like, the sun's not going to rise until like 6 o'clock.
I know.
And I was like,
I like waking up to sun at 5:30.
I like
the
waking
sun
up.
coming in, like I literally leave half my curtains open, so I'm woken up by the sun. And now we're hitting winter months, and that no longer happens.
Yeah, well, I love waking up and watching the sunrise. But now it's going to get to the point where it's not rising until 7.
I know.
Which is going to be, it's just
7:30, 8 o'clock.
So I have to wait 3 hours, like, to like watch the sunrise in the morning. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's why we stay positive. So make sure you donate to Holly's fundraiser for her birthday in honor of Holly.
Please do.
It did feel like fall this morning. I 100% agree. The trees are turning, leaves are dropping. I don't know what the heck is going on. Our seasons this year have been the strangest they have ever been in the entirety of my life. This has been a weird year.
Very weird.
Global warming. It's real? What?
Climate
change. You know, all that good stuff. Anyway, how do you keep the animals warm in the winter, and then we'll go?
So how do we keep, so a lot of animals are native to this area, so you already build that winter coat. But for animals who are not, they get heated boxes. So we have a lot of heated boxes through here. We actually use those chicken coop heaters. So it's safe for them. It never like overheats them. And then the native animals, not only we do depend on their coats coming in, but we also provide them fresh bedding. You guys provide us actual beds for a lot of our animals that are super cozy and have blankets attached to them. We use a lot of, thankfully, sawdust and no longer hay out here. To help build that nest that they would normally build out in the wild.
Oh, congratulations. It says, happy birthday, love Phil. Also,
Phil.
start my volunteer at the Wildcat Sanctuary soon. It'll be cool. It was cool to see this.
That's so exciting.
Enjoy, have fun,
Yes.
take care of those cats. We appreciate you doing your volunteer work. That's
Learn
greatly
as much
appreciated.
as you possibly can.
They just want to see a wolf before we go.
Okay, let's go see a wolf.
Wolf dog.
Wolf dog.
Wow, 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 wow. You know, I find it very interesting of how so many people who are judging my credentials also don't have any experience within this field at all besides what they read. So what qualifies their information to be better than the information that I've know and have actually seen? Anyway. Coffee!
Hi guys. Hi Miss Window. Hi Mahana Bunny. Hi Luther. Hi Echo Nine. Hey Brian. And Calvin knows I don't have coffee, so he's not gonna come to me. Hi my honey bunnies. I know. So I haven't gone in to say hi this morning to these guys yet. As you can see, they're very excited to see us. They expect to get loves first thing in the morning.
We're not going to get them to howl because that's why I'm being sued. But what did they say at the trial? The howls don't bother them. But I'm being sued for it, so it is what it is. They are beautiful. And that right there is a cardboard box that they got last night and got to destroy.
They got 3 of them.
So, and I have 2% left on Facebook on my phone.
Okay, so we are going to call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, following. Hopefully you learned something. And please share our fundraiser. Get it out there.
We need the funds.
We do.
We need the funds. This is going even longer than which we thought it was going to go. Now we need to have funds till the end of September, which is actually another $50,000 that we need to raise. And we're not going to get them to howl. Yes, we are getting sued for them howling. Yes, we are. And then also, Patreon, we will try to go live on Patreon, but it really just depends on the wolf's temperament. So I'm going to judge that for about a half hour before I decide whether or not to go live.
Exactly.
So have a good day.
Yep.
Love you all.
Guys.
1%. Goodbye.
Oh, poor Max.
I know. Come on. I get this.